Gather round, friends. It's time for Officials' Tales. Hosted by three retired sports referees that coaches throughout Northern Ohio knew as the Three Blind Mice. They are authors of the book called Officials' Tales. So let's meet the authors and your hosts, Jimmy Borgia, Rick Hall, and Don Nardecchia for today's edition of Officials' Tales. Now here's your host, Rick Hall.
Welcome everybody to a special edition of Officials' Tales. Today we are talking with two of the local volleyball coaches from Norwalk High and from St. Paul. And we're talking about their new, first of its kind, Contractors Stadium volleyball outdoor under maybe even the lights eventually. God only knows how this is going to go. But hopefully it's a really good activity that I think everybody in the area should come out and support these ladies. But before we can get to talking to them, I got to bring on my buddy Nardo. Nardo, how's it going, brother?
Good to start a new school season of athletics and lots to talk about. And I think this first show is going to really spotlight something unique, something fun, and a good chance for the people of the Norwalk community to go out and support the young ladies that work so hard at their craft, and that's volleyball.
Yeah, and it's our first time of having volleyball coaches on, so we're really excited about that. And let's start bringing them on. So here's the head coach from St. Paul Flyers, Angie. Coach K. How you doing, Angie? For those that don't know, it's Kalizewski, but we like to call it Coach K. So how you doing today, Angie?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Great. Now let's bring on the coach from the Norwalk Truckers. Hi, Sarah. How you doing?
Hi, Rick. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, well, it's another day in the big city of Norwalk, Ohio,
Well, hey, if these girls start snaring at us or whatever, they've been waiting years for this because when they were both in high school, Rick and I refereed them in basketball numerous times. So, both of them great athletes in their own right, and
absolutely.
So it's fun to have them both back, or both of them on our show today. We'll get that straight here.
Oh yeah, and we want to talk about this big event you guys have that you're co-sharing coming up August 15th at Contractors Stadium. And if you guys want to take turns, tell us about your teams and what this thing is all about.
All right, we started this, I guess, wild idea a couple of years ago. I'm sure most people that follow volleyball know Nebraska played a game out on a football field, and it just sparked our interest. We were interested in it, and we thought maybe we could pull it off. It's taken us a couple of years to kind of put it all together and get all the pieces and parts, to make it all work. But that's what we're doing. We're bringing a sport court out to the football field, and we're making it a community event that we will give back. Both programs will work together to support different causes in our community. And that's just been our goal, to have a fun night. We get a preview every year, so we usually go against one another. And we thought, why not just make it a community event and give us a chance to have our programs give back to the community at the same time.
I agree. It's just a great opportunity for everybody to come down and see all of the kids. We'll get to meet our 5th and 6th grade teams. Our 7th and 8th grade teams actually get to play. And that's fun for them to be able to do that against each other. We do a lot together, but we also we have a lot of kids that play club together. And so then they get to do this together, and parents get the opportunity to see, kids from Norwalk or kids from St. Paul play. And it just is going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anytime you can, really accentuate your sport, all the sports do it. They have the previews, they have, 7-on-7s, they got all kinds of stuff for different sports. Heck, the NCAA, they play basketball, a tournament on an aircraft carrier. So, It's amazing. And from looking at this, and as we talked before, it looks like it's the first of its kind in this area. So you want to explain, Angie, how you guys are actually putting this thing together on a football field?
Lots of help. We've got both football teams are going to help us. We've got a lot of plywood. Give a shout out to my husband, Aaron, because he's really helping us with this and getting us kind of organized and knowing what we need for all of it. So we will lay down, I think he said like 140 some pieces of plywood underneath the sport court. We have a sport court out at my sports facility in Monroeville at CCG Sports that we're going to pull up and we're going to bring it out. And then we're actually, Cedar Point has graciously let us borrow a standard system for the net system that is like one that's movable and it's on wheels and things like that. So we're going to be able to move that out and it'll be weighed down and able to, use it just like if you were in a gym. And then we're going to keep it, all the way close to the sideline and right at the 50-yard line so that the people in the stands can all see as best they can and like kind of put some of our kids around the outside in chairs, help, shag balls and things like that as we're playing to kind of keep things going. So it should be a pretty cool event. Yes.
So what's the ultimate goal of this for your teams and for the community? Either one. Sarah, Angie.
I think
Sarah, what do you take that one?
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's just an opportunity for our community to come out and see what our programs can do, because in our area, Norwalk Volleyball and St. Paul Volleyball, it's so good. And it's an opportunity for everyone to come out and look, but also while we're doing, come look at our volleyball programs and see what our kids have been doing and what they're going to look like this year. We're, providing the opportunity or to give back to our community with the donation baskets that we've got going on. We've gotten different donations from Norwalk Furniture, Cameo, Eagle Creek, Millstone Hills Golf Course in New London, Flickinger Insurance, Colahan Dentistry, and all of our parents are giving back. Each class is providing a raffle basket that is going to generate funds to go to the different places in our community that we're choosing to support.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. This looks like an incredible event that I think anybody that loves volleyball should go out and watch. I know you guys, both of your teams have been amazing over the last few years, and you put in a lot of hard work. And this just looks like an incredible event to me. It looks like, it's a showcase. And I think it'll be great for everybody to come out and, see the teams, but also give back to the community. As one of our last guests said on our show, Tony Legando, you do these things to give back. Because that's what we're here for, and I actually agree with them. So, Don, you got anything for the girls?
Yeah. Now, you said the younger girls are going to get a chance to play. So, how much, they're going to just play one set, or what's the structure going from the junior high up?
Yep. So junior high is going to play first, starting at 4:30, and they'll each play one set. We'll start at 4, and then they'll finish out and just play to 25. And then that'll be 7th and 8th grade. And then we'll switch to our JV, and our JVs will do 2 sets to 25 starting at 4. And then our varsity will do the same thing, 2 sets to 25 starting at 4. We've been able to do a preview. It's been in our rules for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. And it's just an opportunity for teams to get out and like put on their uniforms and run through their warm-ups and run it like an actual game, just to kind of work out the kinks before you get to your first match. So we've always really enjoyed that. And we do a lot together throughout the summer, like Sarah had mentioned earlier. So our kids are comfortable with one another, but this kind of steps it up and gives them something more to look forward to and to kind of put that edge that they're going to have throughout the season when they play big competition and things like that. And it just makes it fun to bring that whole community out there. And then at some point, we'll also introduce our 5th and 6th grade, because we want to make sure we highlight the young ones that are in our program working hard also, and get them excited about the opportunity to be on that field one day and play also.
So as you go through your preseason drills, I guess better separate that from summer drills and in season when you get to start. And as you approach that first match, there's a momentum you try to build, obviously, and you try to see how the pieces are all fitting together. Uh, a lot of that is going to come to fruition in this, but you also have kind of a fatigue looking to the first ski. All of a sudden their focus at practice may be that opening night or whatever. It's human nature for young people at that age. And as you focus on this now, their focus is going to have a lot of pride. I mean, they've played with each other, against each other during the summer here and over the years. And so now they really want to, show up and shine. And I'm sure both teams will. And I think that's a fun thing for them, that they can do something that's way above the norm and still get a competitive, two matches in or two sets in for the older girls, and just a very unique experience. One that they'll remember some matches during the season, but I think this is going to be something that they'll always look back on, and hopefully this is something that can continue. Give Whitney Field a good workout before the football players start and the soccer players start running out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to you two for putting this together, and so many people behind the scenes. Like you said, you got the football teams are going to come out and haul plywood to set that up as a base for the sport court, and the good people of the community that are always there to support athletics. Parents rallying around this. It's really a neat thing. So as we look towards the season, Sarah, why don't you talk a little bit about what you've seen out of your gals here at the start of things, and what's your focus along with them here for this year?
So my kids are, I will say I brought 11 out of my 14 back this year. Super excited to get these kids back in the gym, and they're just in a different gear right now, and it's exciting and it's fun. And I see different administrators, and we're only on day 2 of practices, and I see different administrators, walking by, and they'll poke their head in the gym and they're nodding and looking, and then that's exciting. They're making a lot of noise. They're having a lot of fun. We've got, I'll say 3 core returning seniors, Emily Tyler and Sawyer Wyman and Bella Hernandez, that we're looking for big things in leadership from those 3 kids. Maddie Gamble is back again for her 3rd year. And Amanda Rommel and Lola Schlatter are sophomores that have broke into the rotation last year, and we're just looking for that core group of kids to do some really good big things. But I think that like I said, they're just in a different gear. They're very driven. They have things they want to accomplish. They want to go places, and so the goal is always to be playing in November, and that's they are working on all the little things to get them there.
Well, the schedule, I see you open up with Madison. That's always a good program down there. The league itself now, as you've structured it, and you move from the Sandusky Bay to the Northern Ohio Conference, you're going to see the same teams in playing home and homes. Who's added into the mix on your side? So is it still the same 5?
It is. Well, for us, yes. We actually lost Bellevue. So we still see them, but they're on the opposite side of the division. We still have Clyde, Perkins, Sandusky, and Tiffin Columbian, and then Norwalk for our 5. Everyone else we pretty much already had on our schedule. But it's still night in and night out, and it's a grind. So
there's not anybody you can duck. They come at you. All right.
Yes.
And Angie, how about your gals? You did really well in tournament last year. People look at your record and they wonder, but you load up with those teams from over near the border.
Yep.
Down in the, I don't know if they're in that Mid Ohio or whatever it is. It has all the really good small school football. They also produce good volleyball over there too. So
yes.
by traveling over there, it really gets you ready come tournament time.
Yeah, that's the goal. We try to really stack that schedule. You know, like Sarah was just mentioning, they have 5 people in their conference. That gives them a lot more opportunities to pick up other schools. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick up schools sometimes, but I've got 14 games that I'm locked into out of my 22. So I got to really be strategic and stack that schedule as hard as I possibly can. I get asked a lot of times how crazy I am, but that's what you got to do. I mean, if you want to compete, you know, so that's kind of what we do. And we're young this year. You know, we had 5 graduate and they were all on the floor. Majority of them were on the floor at some point or another. So that's a big difference, but they're competing all summer. They've done really well. And, you know, you look at like Norwalk where you just go in waves where she's bringing kids back. And then a couple of years ago, I had all the kids back and she didn't have as many. And so we just kind of ride the wave together and figure out it's fun to do the summer stuff like that because it is what brings that level of play up. That's why we do that. You know, for us, we've got Ella Kalizewski and then Annie Friend are returning. And then Aubrey Bogart are, you know, kind of my staples, looking for Kate Stieber to really do some things this year. Hopefully we get like a healthy Rayleigh Friend again. She was starting to show some work last year and went down with an injury. Riley Mansfield Bush will definitely be, you know, a name that you'll hear quite a bit this year. Looking at some different DSs and just some younger kids and that are really working hard and showing. Possibly my youngest, Aria, will do a little time there too. We'll see what she can do. So we're just kind of looking, you know, got a lot of young ones. Mia Stahl will definitely be a name that you'll hear and learn. So I'm excited. They've been working really hard and they've competed continuously. And with young and competing the way that they are, that means great for the end of the season. So you're starting out where you're competing all the time. You may not be always winning. You know, we're winning the normal matches, but the big ones are the ones we're still pushing to 3 sets all summer, which is huge. That's huge to have that many young kids on the floor and still push to those 3 sets. That means by the end of the year, I'm going to be excited. So,
yeah, you've got the situation scheduling wise where, like, say 14 of your dates are taken and you're not getting the same head knocking within the league as Sarah gets in her league schedule. And
it's getting closer though. It is definitely.
And that's, and that's a good thing, you know, and we've talked with John about how tough that is in football, and why he loads up there, you know, and it's just, you know, you got to do it when your kids can compete there. You want them to have that that experience going through athletics because it'll make them so much better in life if you can keep a good schedule, make them compete, make them focus, you know, even when it's tough to do so. So that's good. Who in the Firelands Conference? I mean, we always know now that Monroeville's going to be right there in the league. Who else seems to be?
Western's always competitive. Crestview's done really well. We saw them a little bit this summer, and they're going to do well. So you've got, you know, some teams that normally have struggled in the past. They've got kids starting to play out of season, and they're those schools down by like Ashland County. There's a club that's really started to produce some really good turnout for kids, and you can tell those kids are starting to figure it out. There's just a lot of hustle, and you know, we keep telling because they've got new coaches, and all of us in the conference that have been around for a while, we just keep telling them, like, just keep going. They're coming. You're getting there.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's not the way it used to be. So you're doing it right. So we encourage them. You know, we want it to be competitive. We need every match that we can to be as competitive as it is. And you don't want to walk through. I mean, when I was in school, you walked through the conference for volleyball. You know, sorry, Sarah. It was not as, you know, basketball was not the same. Volleyball.
I remember basketball season was my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but it was for us too. You know, you want to be competitive. You don't want, it's not as fun. You know, these kids, they need to be challenged and pushed. And the life lessons that they learn out of losing is so much more than what you learn out of winning. And I tell them that all the time, like, you got to lose to get better and to get, you know, new things and learn how to push yourself. That's what's got to happen. So we challenge them quite a bit.
Yeah, volleyball, basketball. One thing,
quite a bit.
Yeah, volleyball, basketball. One thing, you play a lot of games,
a
lot of matches. 2 a week, sometimes 3 a week.
Yep.
And you have to have that ability if you get knocked off to refocus and come back. And and maybe even if you win, you may only have one day to talk about a team you're going to be playing the next day. So those kids, besides the focus they have to keep in school, that's the challenge that carries on to life for them, is to refocus every day, good, bad, or in between.
Yeah.
So many more lessons than just the volleyball skills. So much.
And lessons, the ability to focus, you'll need that. For those that go to college or a trade school or something, those are the ones that are going to strive there too, because those kids are hitting it in the classroom right now.
Yeah.
And you can see that by how many are on the honor roll or on the all league academic teams and stuff. It's really impressive. Those things go hand in hand quite often, most of the time, actually. So
we're actually
really.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, I just really love the high school sports because of what it does for kids. And even when I had nights off and I used to go, I remember at one basketball term, I think Norwalk was playing in the district championship game. They were the underdog, but they were ahead for a good portion of the game, and they lost it right at the end. And as a referee, you watch games a little differently, but I just watched to see how the kids accepted the result, how they acted on the court, if they were gentlemen, if they were sportsmen and stuff.
Right.
And when I saw that they did everything right, I said, I'm very proud of these kids. I don't get to see them very often. I see them on scrimmages, obviously, when they're in town, but you don't see much of them after that. So it's what people need to see, how these young people develop. So kudos to you two for getting this going. I think it's just a fabulous, going to be a fabulous night. Before I have one more question before we leave, but Rick, you have anything more for me?
No, I just wanted to say, we don't really, Don and I know, because we've reffed all over the state, but we don't realize how good we have it here as far as community and people coming to games. And I mean, I know Don and I have been at games where we've walked in and went, boy, maybe we got to take our checks and go to the bank right now, because I don't think they got enough to cover it.
Where's the people?
I mean, it's, and I think it's so good that you guys are doing this. And for me, it's almost like you guys are giving back to the community as well. I mean, you're showcasing your teams, but you're doing it in such a unique way, that, man, how can you not just go watch this just to see what the heck happens? What's going to happen if the wind's blowing? Is the ball really going to go out of that kind of thing? I mean, for me, we actually, Jimmy was talking about that when we had our conference call, and he goes, well, what are they going to do? I'm like, well, they're going to have to adjust for the wind, I guess. I don't know.
Same thing a golfer does when he hits a drive. You play the wind.
So
he pitches one to the green. You play the wind.
But whenever you give back, that's the best thing you can do. And you guys, that's what you're doing here. You're literally giving back and showcasing your teams. And I know for us here, Jimmy's not with us, but I'm sure he would agree. We couldn't be prouder of you guys and what you've done for the community and in your, all your careers. I mean, we've been very blessed to officiate you guys and have a little fun. And now that Angie's given Sarah a little billboard material about walking through the conference when they played each other, maybe next.
That's a mutual agreement. I know.
Maybe the 15th could mean a little bit more. I don't know. All right, Don, go ahead.
Well, again, this put the graphic up there, Rick. You
Absolutely.
Still got that?
There we go.
Okay, so there we go. It starts at 4:30 on. It'll be a week. Now this is gonna be broadcast. This is coming out about the 6th, I think, of the month. So it's not this weekend. It's the Saturday night, August 15th, and like I said, the concession stands will be open. They're taking donations. asking for a $5 entry fee to get in, or bringing non-perishable items, kind of food. It'll go to the it'll get to the right place. Bring some extra money, raffles for baskets, and neat stuff. And also, we want to, Angie brought this up. There is also another community support event going on just down from Whitney Field. Angie, would you mention that? I heard about it once, but I'm not sure the whole logistics of that.
So we have a local family here at St. Paul who found out that their son has cancer. And so there's a fundraiser going on the same night for Chase Rospert. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a 50-50, and then we're going to donate that money back to the Rospert family. Since we can't be there to support, with all of us, we're hoping that we can at least show our support in some way. We're also working on, there's a possibility of having some transportation to go back and forth between the two. I'm not going to say too much just in case it falls through, but it sounds like I'm getting real close, and I think we're going to have some transportation to be able to take people back and forth. A new company in town that, is, I think, going to help us out a little bit and maybe get some people back and forth for us so that they can enjoy both events and support both.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's now the thing that I know St. Paul has the baseball and a lower level football field out there. Is that Contractors Park out there?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's baseball, softball, and the junior high football field.
Yeah, that's Contractors Park. We're talking about this event at Contractors Stadium. So, that could be an all afternoon thing there. I don't know what time they're starting there, but
actually they're starting about the same time.
Okay. Well, the Rospert family, everybody knows they've got the meat market and everything. So whatever they're serving up there, if it's barbecue or whatever, it's going to be that wonderful local grain-fed beef that's going to be in there. And their market's known for great cuts of meat. So you'll see more about that around town, probably in the paper, in the online paper. There'll be stories about that. So make it a really great day on the 15th. It's one of those days where here I sit down in South Carolina thinking, damn, I wish I was back home this weekend.
Yeah. We're going to look to make it out there too.
So the only thing I wanted to wait till the end to ask this, because I don't want to bring any bad luck. But if it's raining that day, the plan is it's going inside. Yeah. And now that court that you're using, if it rains early afternoon and stops, you'll be okay. Is that right?
Well, if there's rain in that forecast, we're going to have to pull that trigger just because we've got so much stuff that we've got to set up and things like that. So we're really hoping that we don't have to, but if we've got a significant amount of rain in the forecast, we'll just pull the trigger and we'll move the event inside.
Okay. So where will people find out? Because obviously both news sources paper-wise have gone they've been printed, they've been online. So where do we get up to the minute information on if this does change places?
I think both of our school sites will put it out on social media. I know Josh Bowman said that they're going to be there with the radio. We'll have him start announcing that we're okay. The plan is to move it to Norwalk this year, right?
Yep.
Okay. So So
we have a plan.
But
all yours, Sarah.
We'll be all set up here just in case. But I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
Oh gosh, I am too. I'm too.
We'll also let Mark Hazelwood know. He's got a ton of followers. We can get that name out there.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you girls for coming on the show. Yeah. And we will definitely get this out at the end of the week, so everybody's got at least a week to prepare. And it's our honor, and we hope we can bring you both back and actually talk about just volleyball and how the season's going. Maybe between the end of the season and the tournament, maybe. Because we would love to have you guys.
After you know what the tournament trail brings to you after that, after the I don't know if it's so much a draw anymore or just a seeding or what, but when the bracket's complete.
Yeah, and then maybe talk about how you guys got started and what brought your heart back to coaching? Because, boy, you got to have a lot of heart to coach. I can tell you that. About the same as officiating. Believe me, if you make it more than 3 years, you make it as long as us guys, us old duffers. Why?
When people would ask me, I don't know how you guys can stand it, and I said, listen, with the pressure that coach is under, and not only to win, but then from unhappy parents, people that think they know it all and stuff. You know what? If they decide after the 4th game, this coach we don't like, then there's how many more weeks to go with the same person harassing, stirring the crowd up and stuff. They don't like us, probably won't see us again this year. So it's,
yeah. Well, we're used to that.
We can deflect it for a night, but I know it builds on coaches, and that's why I said I don't think I could handle being a head coach at your level, even because there's still there's still pressure to win. But when you have an administration that realizes what athletics is about in an educational setting, as compared to people that have tried the sport, think they know it all and think they know better than the coach, and you having to live under that kind of stuff, it's intense, and you have to be a solid person and very confident in what you're doing and the support of the school to get through it. So, hey, we can talk next time. Maybe I thought maybe we touch it, but what's going on out back, Sarah? What's going up out back there, even though you guys don't play on turf, blah, 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 it'll still be great for anything you want to do out there. It's an amazing. When I saw that was going to go on, I thought, once Mr. Reagan had done his wonderful gift for there, that was going to be it. But boom, here he comes back again. So
we're very,
and
very
the rest
fortunate.
of the community. A lot of neat things going on in Norwalk. That's one of them.
Absolutely.
Right across the street, the K through 8 building.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I hate to see some of those old schools because I coached in those little tile floor gyms back 5th and 6th grade stuff. And
we reffed in some
also with the fire truck coming back to Norwalk.
Yeah.
That really, when I saw that and I saw Steve Fell was involved, I said, well, good man for that. I just thought bringing that old fire truck back is just something extraordinary to even find something like that and bring it back. A lot of neat things going on in Norwalk. None better than what you're doing on the 15th, ladies. Congratulations for that.
One last look, and we want to thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. And hopefully we'll have you back soon.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet.
That's all, folks.